New segment, DeMonte. You want to tell everyone what it's called?
This new segment, we're calling it Takes on Takes.
Yeah.
I guess my father just finds takes around the ether that he doesn't agree with, and he gives his take on it. So before the AFC conference game, Schefter dropped an article about replay review. The story was framed around Mahomes in Kansas City getting too many calls. What do you have to say about that?
And so here's the deal. So I'm going to read you the tweet and the article, and we can talk through it together. So the tweet is, for all those complaining that Patrick Mahomes gets too many calls, relief soon could be on the way. NFL Replay Assist is expected to expand this offseason into plays that could include the quarterback slide, league sources told ESPN. Now I'm going to read you the article. The first two paragraphs of the article are the tweet, and then he writes, the NFL enacted Replay Assist in 2021 to allow replay officials and designated members of the officiating department to assist with on-field calls in limited game situations. Replay Assist has been used during games when there's clear and obvious video evidence, such as a spot of the ball, a complete or incomplete pass, touching the ball or a line. Beginning in 2024, the league expanded Replay Assist to include additional areas in which information could be provided when there was a penalty flag already on the field, including fouls or hits heading out of bounds, fouls or blows to the head of the quarterback, and elements of intentional grounding. Okay. Now, more elements could be added this offseason. Replay Assist came into question in the third quarter of last weekend's AFC Divisional Playoff game when Mahomes scrambled out of the pocket, slid beneath two lunging Texans defenders, and still drew a 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness. He then quotes Aikman, who was furious about it, talks about the competition committee. A competition committee will discuss expanding Replay Assist and is likely to include quarterback slides. Belief around the league is no reason not to bring further objectivity and clarity to play that fans in this stadium or home can see. He then quotes Will Anderson saying, quote, we knew it was going to be us versus the refs. He then quotes Mahomes saying, I don't think we get a beneficial whistle. Okay. So I was enraged by this for a number of reasons, but here's the primary one. That's terrible, terrible journalism to write that article and not include the two following facts. You've written in there, Replay Assist can look at blows to the head of the quarterback. Well, the first penalty that Aikman was enraged about that got this thing going was a blow to the head of the quarterback. It would seem relevant for this story if you're actually trying to tell an accurate story and not fan the conspiratorial flames to say the first penalty the Texans got on Patrick Mahomes was reviewed by Replay Assist and upheld. The Will Anderson penalty, Replay Assist looked at it. It's why there was the delay and said, can't change it. It also would be, to me, relevant information to include, and the second penalty, which is the thrust of this article, we could expand Replay Assist to fix things like the second penalty. Tom Pelissero, who works for the NFL, reported the day after the game, the NFL said that play right there would have also been upheld. So, to me, if you are being a reporter and not a commentator, the neutral way to write this story is as follows. The NFL is considering expanding Replay Assist to include quarterback slides and other things. There has been a lot of anger, furor, commentary, whatever, about this in the last few days because of the Chiefs-Texans game, the commentary from Aikman on the broadcast, the commentary from the Texans after the game. It warrants mentioning that the two fouls in question one replay assist was used and it was upheld, and the other one, the league said even if this new protocol was in place, it would have been upheld. That's not what he did. He instead lent...
Relief is on the way.
Relief is on the way.
The word
relief is on the way, which lends real credibility to the it's rigged stuff.
Yeah.
Real credibility. The morning of conference championship games, from the single biggest microphone in all of sports social media, Adam Schefter's Twitter account. And he then followed it up with this. Penalties during Chiefs' 8-game win streak in the playoffs. Roughing the passer, Chiefs 0, opponents 6. Unnecessary roughness, Chiefs 1, opponents 4. Just naked stats with no context, and then went on McAfee yesterday and tried to wash his hands of all of it. It was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm just presenting facts. I added no editorial. I added no commentary. And that to me, and again, everyone likes Adam. I don't know him. Everyone likes him. And this is one of those things where now people probably think I don't, or maybe he doesn't like me. I'll deal with it. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm not going to, because he's very well liked and, very prominent, I'm not going to pull any punches here. That is so disingenuous and everyone knows it. There's literally infinite facts out there that you could pull from at any given time. How many offsides penalties have the Commanders had in the last 13 games? How many delay of games have the Eagles had in their last 12 playoff games? You are choosing to present these facts, which further the current internet conspiracy that either the games are rigged or the Chiefs get all the calls. So don't act like those are neutral facts. If there were a totally unfounded conspiracy that was catching fire on the internet, that I'll use myself, that I killed a guy, the whole internet's like, man, Nick Wright killed somebody. And then somebody who has the single biggest true crime following in the country tweets out when it's at a fever pitch, that commentary. The murder rate in New York City has gone up 28% since Nick Wright moved there. And being like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not implying anything. It's just the facts. I'm just providing the facts. Like, no, yes, those are facts. You are furthering a narrative intentionally. And so where your mother and others thought I maybe didn't need to go on Twitter was when I mentioned...
I was shocked. The whole thing was, I didn't text you or anything, but I was just like, he doesn't really get into this type of stuff usually.
When I mentioned Adam Schefter's reported salary, they thought that was poor form. So here's why I thought it was relevant. One, it's public, very public information that has been. I'm not breaking news there, but that's not why it's relevant. It's relevant because of this, and this I think is key. I understand. I don't like it, but I understand why ML football, JPA football, Dove Kleiman, the anonymous, not even a real person attached to them accounts engagement farm on this stuff. It's literally how they make money. It's you get paid from Twitter based on engagement. It's how I think it is a scummy's too wrong of a word. Not exactly a prestigious job. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I put them in the same bucket as the people, we've talked about this before, who are like, oh man, check out this racist on an airplane. And it's the same airplane every time, and it's the same actors. And it's just like, okay, you're just kind of making the general discourse dumber, but it's how you pay the bills. So be it. The reason I included Schefter's salary is he doesn't need to do that. There's no the amount of money that one could make off a few provocatively worded tweets just to fire up the engagement response is meaningless. And so I felt it was, and Mitchell Schwartz, I want to go to Mitchell Schwartz, who is, he's not going to, listen, he was an all-pro offensive lineman. He's very, he was just on, I think, Kevin Clark's podcast. He's excellent. Great breakdown guy. He was as angry about this as me. He wrote, this is about the Schefter thing. This is incredibly embarrassing. Almost everyone, here's the other piece of it that really made me upset. I then tweeted out, because I felt I had the obligation to tweet out the video of all the roughing the passer penalties that the Chiefs have gotten during this 8-game winning streak. And 5 of them are no question roughing the passer. 1's borderline. And it's like that context matters. So Mitch writes, this is incredibly embarrassing. Almost every one of these, the announcers say, are clear penalties. The one that they don't, the NFL reviewed and said it was a penalty. It's insane that someone in the league is pushing this and or allowing the most visible person to spew this kind of BS. Maybe the Chiefs are better coached and don't hit quarterbacks late in the head or neck. Back in my day, teams who got less penalties were called or were considered better coached. Insane. He then followed it up with, the league's voice with the largest reach is insinuating the league both influences games via refereeing and favors one team specifically. It's not a cute little joke. This would be the biggest sports scandal ever, especially with everything being tied to gambling these days. Exactly right. Exactly right. And it's why so many of the fixes in guys are just disingenuous frauds. Because, first of all, how many times do you see this? Rigged for the Chiefs, fixes in, and those same exact accounts and same exact people then be like, and next week they're gonna lose. Oh, they're not gonna keep guys? Here's the thing. Gambling's legal these days. If you really believe the league is fixed, I hope you have made tens of thousands of dollars betting on the Chiefs. Like, a lot of these folks are like, fixes in, I've got the Bills. Fixes in, I've got the Eagles. I mean, well, that just seems stupid. Okay, so I'm just going to respond quickly to this tweet because I think this was in response to me. The person who provided Schefter, we don't have to put it on the screen, with the stats, a guy named Hambone tweeted, I have so enjoyed watching intellectually dishonest people melt when irrefutable numbers are presented without any editorializing. With respect to a great statistician that, again, everyone seems to like. You know better, man. You know that the presentation of the numbers as standalone stats, when here is from Sunday morning, it'd be one thing if it's like, hey, number dump, here's all the facts and figures I've got for you today. Like, that's, and this is just one of them. then that tweet would be totally legitimate. If it's just like, oh my God, here's 1,000 facts and figures about these football games. But here were, on the morning of conference championship games, Schefter's, all of his tweets. For all those complaining that Patrick Mahomes gets too many calls, relief could soon be on the way. Replay assist is expected to expand this offseason into plays that could include the quarterback slide, league sources told ESPN. Tweet 1. Tweet 2. NFL replay assist is expected to expand this offseason into plays that could include the quarterback slide. Replay assist came into question last Saturday when Patrick Mahomes scrambled, slid beneath 2 Texans defenders, and still drew a 15-yard penalty on Houston. Tweet 3. An added bonus. Eagles running back Saquon Barkley is a $250,000 incentive for winning today's conference championship game. Then another $250,000 for the Super Bowl. 2 wins for an additional $500,000. Tweet 4. Saquon's averaging 137 scrimmage yards per game against the Commanders. Only player to average more scrimmage yards against a single opponent, including playoffs, Jim Brown, who averaged 148 yards against the Eagles. Tweet 5. Penalties during the Chiefs game winning streak via Paul Hembo. Roughing the passer, unnecessary roughness, 0-6, 1-4. Tweet 6. ESPN's postseason NFL countdown, championship Sunday rundown. Tweet 7. Eagles want to see how center Cam Jurgens fares with his back injury pregame. Tweet 8. Chiefs now have won 8 straight playoff games, 3rd longest win streak in postseason history. Tweet 9. Jaguars will introduce Liam Cohen. Tweet 10. NFC Conference Championship game headlines. So, and then we're to the games. So don't act like we're just presenting stats galore. It's just a stat fiesta here. It's not what it is. It is a intentionally curated timeline of events to further a narrative because the internet's on fire about it. And so I'll say this because I don't want to, again, I don't have anything against Paul Hembo. I think I said his name wrong earlier. And I mean this sincerely, whatever your favorite charity is, if you were, because as many people suspected, talking about me, whatever your favorite charity is, I'll give $1,000 on the spot to it. If you can just tell me, it can be privately, that's fine, what's been intellectually dishonest about any of my commentary on this. Because if you're going to say, I've so enjoyed watching intellectually, you know what? I'm going to rephrase it. The $1,000 thing applies. Just, you don't even have to say what someone said that was intellectually dishonest. $1,000, any charity you want. Just tell me who you're talking about. Who are the intellectually dishonest people that were melting? And if the answer is me, so be it. I won't even ask a further question. If it's not me, I'd love to know who it was. Maybe I missed it. And then $1,000 to the kids or to whomever. But what I'm not going to do is let the For You tab and what's popping on social media dictate what I think the real stories are. The more we do that, the less important we as actual media members become. And so I'm just not going to do it.